Hey, how's it going, friends? It's no surprise. So this is gonna be a quick unboxing because you saw the title. And Feiyu, I'm not sure if that's the proper way to say it, but Feiyu contacted me via email, said that they liked my videos and asked if I wanted to try this out. And I couldn't believe it because this is a great gimbal. Just from what I've read about it, it's an awesome gimbal. So let's try this out. Yeah, wow. It's not like your typical cheesy styrofoam. It feels like you could drop this, though you wouldn't want to, but it feels like you could drop this and it actually latches. This is a serious piece of equipment. Holy shit. So back from that super stunning B-roll, I am going to try and figure this out without the instructions, as I usually do. As long as it doesn't involve like breaking something, I will usually attempt to do it without instructions. It looks pretty straightforward. I'm going to be guessing here that it's mostly together already. And you can see this is one of the slanted gimbals. Just gonna try and hold it here for a second. I can actually see the screen when I'm filming. This is the 6D Mark II. This little device that holds your lens here attaches to the end of the plate to kind of hold your lens like more stable. I don't really think I need it. This is the 16 to 35 f4. It's a fairly light lens to begin with, so there's not a lot of strain on the mount in the first place. Another cool thing here is the batteries. They actually, it's four 18650 batteries, and they come with the charger. That's great because you don't have to have this out and propped up on the feet that come with it. I'm gonna try and open this quickly. The feet that come on it, you don't have to have that sitting around on a shelf for somebody to knock down and break. So that's really great. Just the simple fact that you can take the batteries out is really great. These are really easy to replace. They usually last pretty long. So you can easily afford to get more batteries and not have to worry about it being built in. They also sent it with the extension, which is gonna be great. I would like to have like the halo that you can get with this. I'll put all the links in the description of this video, but I would like to have the halo. They gave me this for free, so this is a sponsored video, but I'm not gonna ask for any extras when they already gave me this for free. But after seeing it with the halo, I think that would be really cool, especially if you're like someone who likes to run while they're filming. So this will actually get the job done most of the time. I'm not gonna worry about the additional weight of the mic. Any mic that I put on here is pretty much, it's gonna handle it. I think it handles like 8 pounds, and this is definitely not 8 pounds. So we're good to go. So if you have, on the Canon side of things, if you have any of the new EOS R, EOS RP, this is gonna handle it like nothing because it's even smaller than the 6D Mark II. And if you film with the any of the Nikons of similar size, Sony will definitely, it's definitely gonna handle a full-size DSLR. I'm gonna get this put together the right way and charge the batteries. And the next shots will probably be with this and the 6D Mark II. So here we go. So right now, I got the camera on the AK4000. Sounds like I'm talking about a weapon. Let me adjust the ND a little bit here. Still look washed out. It's hard for me to see the screen right now. But so here it is on it. And I got the GoPro going also. So you can see what it looks like. So far it's really steady. I'm trying to stay out of the direct sunlight, but I'm not doing a very good job of it. So I'm gonna do some tests now, some walking and some running, and then just some of the normal torture tests that I do to see if I can get it to trip up. And I don't really think I can because this is really robust. This is the most robust gimbal I've ever used. It's actually pretty hard for me to hold it in vlogging mode like I am. I'm gonna try and angle it down a little bit. Okay, I got it angled right. Now kind of have it angled. I'm gonna switch to the GoPro here to show you how I'm holding it. So this is vlogging mode, apparently. It's a little heavy to just stand and talk with it, but I could always do this. It's not that big a deal for short periods of time, but it is heavy. I can't imagine a heavier camera yet on top of it. So here we go. Let's do some walking tests. Our backyard's pretty muddy because it's been raining for like a week straight. So this is just me talking. I guess you could call it a simulated vlogging mode. And it's looking pretty smooth. It's probably looking like someone standing beside me with a camera on a gimbal. I'm doing the best I can for my forearm to not explode right now. Gonna go through the fence. So a lot of you might be considering this for vlogging anyway, even though it's like kind of a professional gimbal, because it's one of the few gimbals that will actually support. It's a big gimbal. It will actually support any of the mics that you want to put on top of it and then some. So that one factor right there, in addition to it being super duper stable with a lot of options, like this extender is just one simple option. The halo that you can purchase to go around it and run with it, like that's just, as soon as I think halo, I think Peter McKinnon running alongside an all-terrain vehicle. That's the first thing I think of. It has a lot more applications than that, but just to show you, I've been walking now. Is it smooth? Should be smooth. It's looking pretty smooth. I have no other stabilization in camera. The digital IS is off. I do have it on the lens, but that's doing very little, just the micro jitters and whatnot. And I'm not going to do any post stabilization. So this is what it is right out of the box. And just want to let you know, it was very easy to balance. I'm going to show you a shot of it off here to show you that I had it almost perfectly balanced before I turned it on, and it was really, really easy to do. I've never balanced a huge one like this, but if you've ever set up a non-motorized Steadicam, you know what pain is, because if you don't get that perfectly balanced, there's nothing helping you. You have to get the weights right, you have to get the extensions right, you have to get your camera perfectly balanced. And this one, I set this up in probably about 5 minutes. I'm not even kidding. Like, that's a big deal to me. So I'm gonna go up some stairs here. I'm gonna grab the GoPro so you can see how I'm holding it and what I'm doing. So now I'm gonna face the camera forward, and I'm gonna run across this wooded area here and over this log. I don't know if you can see it, but I have the GoPro. And the reason I got the GoPro going is so you can see, after I show you the footage from this, I'm gonna show you the footage from me cutting across here so you can see exactly what I was doing. So it's not like, you know, what was he doing anyway? Did he speed this up? So you can see what I'm actually doing. So now I'm going to take the GoPro, the gimbal, and the Canon up the hill here, and I'm going to do the same type of thing a different way. Right now I'm not quite sure of the path I'm going to take. It's going to be random kind of, so I think I'm going to jump over that log. My reviews, there's always some kind of jumping and running, not because I like to beat stuff around, but I like to see how far I can push the technology, to see how well it handles it. And that all started with the phone-sized gimbals and the GoPro gimbals, which, you know, definitely not this scale. So hopefully this all turned out and you're seeing it now. I'm going to show you the GoPro footage of what I just did so you can kind of gauge how horribly I was running. So now what I'm going to do is use the gimbal for what it's actually intended for and get some shots as smoothly as I can and walk as gently as I can, not in slow motion because that would be cheating. And I still have the GoPro set up here so I can replay exactly the moves I just did. And again, I'm going to try to go as smoothly as I possibly can. So this review, I focused only on the actual stabilization. There are so many more options to this thing. The physical options are, like I talked about before, this halo, and that actually, the grip actually comes off and connects, I believe it's wirelessly to the main gimbal, and then you get this big handle for a lot more control. And the screen is actually a touch screen, and it allows you to control not just the gimbal, but actually you can connect to your camera via cable. So if you have a Canon, Nikon, or even Sony, there are settings like your exposure and everything. And you can also get a follow focus unit that connects right to that, right here. I mainly don't use the added extras other than to just control the gimbal. This knob here can be used for the follow focus, but it can also be used to control the tilt and pan and everything else. So there's a lot to this gimbal. There's so much more than I covered, and I just wanted to keep it simple for the actual function. The main function of the gimbal is to stabilize your footage, stabilize your camera, and I focused mainly on the most important thing. You can also, here this guy's actually got a red camera on it, and he's got the monitor attached. There are plenty of 1/4-20 holes here. Here on the end, obviously where the extension or anything else connects. There's a USB port right here under the plate with connections to the camera. So many things. So I hope you enjoyed this review. Special thanks to FeiyuTech for sending this out. I really had a lot of fun reviewing it, and I was very, very excited. This is one of the most expensive things that I've ever had sent to me to review. So I was really excited. As usual, the links are in the description for the gimbal and everything else I use pretty much. If you have any questions, please leave it in the comments. Please subscribe and tell your friends. And remember, create, share, repeat, and keep it awesome. I'll see you next time.